Hello and welcome, Wargamers. Luka here from MiniWarGaming.com, joined today by my guest Dave, and we are going to be playing some Necrons against Orcs in today's battle report.
We play and call it work.
MiniWarGaming's Warhammer 40k battle report.
Let's take a look at my Necron list first. I took inspiration in this list from the beginning of the Twice Dead King Ruin. So if you're familiar with the book series, you'll be familiar with why I picked some of these models here. Leading it all, we have a Necron Overlord with an Overlord's Blade and a Tachyon arrow today. We gave him Sempiternal Weave as an enhancement to give him a little bit of a feel no pain in case he gets into a sticky situation. We have ourselves a Royal Warden who is a little worse for wear, but mechanically just fine to play this game. We gave him the Veil of Darkness enhancement. I had the points left over for it, so I figured it's still pretty good to run, so might as well try and give it a shot here. A Technomancer with a Canoptic Cloak, and then a Necron Lord. This one doesn't really have any it's got some pertinence to like what I'm trying to pull off here, but not exactly. He'll have a Lord's Blade and a Resurrection Orb. He's just a good pick. I wanted to run him. I like him a lot. I miss my old Royal Courts. The rest of my forces represent the very poorly supplied military forces at Seta, which is pretty much only Necron warriors. That is like it. They just have, and they're not great either. We've got 3 units of Necron warriors. One will be 20 strong with Gauss Reapers, and then I'll have 2 units of 10, one with Reapers and one with Flayers. My last few data sheets will be a unit of 10 Flayed ones, and then there's 5 Lich Guard on this planet, and they are here to protect Oltix, who is the Overlord of Seta.
Hello, my name is Dave, and today I am playing Orcs. I have a small tribe of Orcs called the Spiky Teeth, and it is led by a war boss named Tuska Tooth Splitter. And he has a Power Claw, and he is also equipped with a Super Cyborg body. And the other character that I have is a Weird Boy. I also have in my army 2 trucks. I have a unit of 3 Death Copters, and one has the custom Mega Blaster. I have a unit of 5 Storm Boys. I have 2 units of Orc Boys. I have 1 unit of Commandos, 1 unit of Gretchen, and a big unit of 10 Knobs. That's all I got today.
And with that, let's go take a look at the mission we have devised for today's game as we fight in the catacombs of Seta. Today's mission, to represent what we were trying to do here, is going to be purge the foe on a search and destroy style deployment. The deployment didn't matter as much, it's just a cool one. It's one we ended up with. We're going to have the players deploying in the table quarters opposite one another with a little circle in no man's land there, as well as the other quarters not being used. 5 objectives, 1 directly in the middle, 1 in each player's deployment zone, and then 2 additional objectives in the empty quadrants. Now, with Purge the Foe, it is all about exterminating the enemy and showing no mercy, which is what is ideal between this prolonged combat between the Orcs and the Necrons today. With this one in the second battle round and forward, you'll gain 4 victory points if you have 1 objective and 4 victory points if you have more than your opponents. And in every battle round, including the first, you'll gain 4 victory points if you destroyed an enemy unit, and 4 additional victory points if more enemy units were destroyed than friendly units were destroyed in that entire battle round. And that is essentially it. This is a very classic style mission back in the day. It was always called Hold More, Kill More in an Eternal War style game. In our mission rule, well, we ended up with Chilling Rain because that's just the one we ended up getting. Now in this case, it just means that there are no adverse effects in the catacombs of the Tomb World here. And here we are, all set up in the catacombs of Seta. So I have Oltix here and his Lich Guard, as well as the Necron Lord with the Technomancer and the Warriors in front. A unit of Warriors with Flayers chilling out back here. And then we have our little Royal Warden and his Necron Warriors on this flank, pushing up over here, where we have some Commandos from Dave, as well as some Boys, Grots. What's in this truck?
That is the Knob unit with the War Boss.
Knob with the War Boss? Oh, he's real far away. And then we have this truck over here. What do we got?
That one just has a Boys unit in it.
And then in reserve, how many? We got some Storm Boys. We got some War. What are they called?
No,
Death Coptas.
Death Coptas,
That's
yeah.
it.
We have some Death Coptas swirling about, ready to pounce.
All right, perfect. And the last thing is, I also had some infiltrators. I had some flayed ones. I cannot play this kind of mission with this kind of thing without at least a little bit of flayed ones. I wanted a lot more, but they are. I mean, it's expensive, right? Things add up. And I should note, you're probably wondering, we're actually playing an Incursion size game. Just trying it out. Two things to note. First, I am dense, and I played my Necrons in my last game with Dave. I'm sure you made comments. Luka, you're reanimating before Battle Shock. It's actually at the end of the command phase. You could do it before you score objectives, so I guess it wouldn't matter too much, but I was technically doing it before Battle Shocking, but I never actually was Battle Shocked, and it never really mattered, so reanimating in a command phase is how it works. Sorry, guys. I don't actually think I changed anything. And we're playing 1,000 points Incursion. Trying it out. Don't click out the video, watch it, see how you think you like it first before you judge it. It does have a nasty stigma to it for some reason. I don't know why, but there's some beauty in having a hard time deciding what to put in your list. And on top of that, you get a lot more value out of things like 5 Lich Guard instead of 10. Flayed ones are harder to deal with. I'm just using Necrons as examples. But then you're playing a 1,000 point game. Just lots of units of boys can just run around and cause a lot of havoc, right? You have a war boss is a menace on the battlefield in a 1,000 point game. It just really completely changes the dynamic of the game. So think a second before you judge it too much and wonder what aspects, if you like big tanks, massive armored companies fighting each other, yeah, Incursions aren't really your game. But Incursions represent smaller skirmishes and tighter corridors a lot better in a lot of ways. That's kind of what we have going on here now. Granted, it's a larger, and you still use the bigger battlefield too, which is why it looks so nice. And I'm a big fan of it. I wasn't a big fan of the half, because I used to play on half the battlefield before, but they decided to up it to the 5 foot by the 44 inch one. Is I think a good call on their part. Anyways, we're ready to start this one. The only thing I didn't mention in the overall overview of the mission and mission rules and everything is that we're both going to be playing tactically today. I like the cards to dictate what we do for our game. Roll off now to see who goes first. I got a 3. 4. Oh, the Orcs take it from the Necrons. Okay, turn 1 for the Orcs.
So for my secondaries, I've drawn Investigate Signals, which is to get 9 inches of the within 9 inches of the table quarters, and the other is Overwhelming Force, which is to kill the enemy on objectives.
Which is not ideal right away, but that's the beauty of tactical missions, I guess, sometimes. Just want to show you guys how I'll be keeping track of the score in today's game. I'll be the enemy on the right, just because that kind of represents from where I'm recording a little bit better. The D10s are going to track our primaries up to 50 points. This is where we start with our command points. And then the secondaries are going to be on the sides with the corresponding numbers they're worth right beside them. All right, Dave, so your turn here. The only thing you can really do in the command phase is calling a wah. Is the time?
No. It's not the time.
Not the time yet. This could be a cold and calculated wah.
Yes. It's going to be a wah, old boy.
It's an overview for what Dave is trying to accomplish for secondaries, other than just getting on the objectives, which is the overall thing. You also want to kill units and not lose your own. A little tough against Necrons, but that's that's what we ended up getting. And killing the Lich Guard or the Warriors, or both, will give you 5 victory points if you're able to pull that off for Overwhelming Force. But Investigate Signals, the Grots back there could do for 2 points because they're all deployed within... it's always wise to deploy your units wholly within their move plus 9 of the table corner, so you can at least snag 2 points for it if you can. We do have something to resolve in the command phase here. What is it there, Dave?
It's called Thieving Scavengers, and at the start of my command phase, I roll a die 6 for these little Gretchen here, and on a 4-up, I gain a CP.
Not my stuff. They're taking my stuff. Oh! I keep my stuff. So nothing bad happens?
No.
All right. With that in mind, they're going to move their 6 back here and get wholly within 9 of the table quarter. And they'll start the action in the shooting phase to investigate signals and check out exactly what's going on near this Necron wall. And we're going to go ahead and move the other elements here, and we're going to show you where they end up.
Let me get my card here. Sorry.
The only thing that really moved was this truck with the war boss advanced right onto the objective near the flayed ones. These boys are staying still because they're going to attempt to jump in a second here. That truck stayed still as well. It just wants to see where some of these elements move, and those commandos are already on the objective over there. So
Do it on.
Yep, you've got the jump over here. What do we got with that one?
Okay, so once per turn at the end of your movement phase, a weird boy from your army can use this ability, and I roll a die 6, and on a 1, the weird boy's unit suffers d6 mortal wounds. A lot like the Dark Packs. We'll see what that does for me today. And on a 2+, I remove the weird boy's unit from the battlefield and set it up again anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 9 inches horizontally away from all enemy models. So here we go.
I always like to go ahead and roll. Yeah, I always like to imagine. Hey, they're good. That they teleport and they never land on the ground. They always teleport slightly above the ground. They kind of kick their feet as they land to where they every time they jump. I love to imagine it that way. They have chosen to drop right near my home objective. They're putting some pressure on these guys. If they make that charge, we'll have Oltix and the Lich Guard able to counterattack, but that could put a lot of weird pressure on my backline there that I don't really appreciate. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Would you like to go right to shooting?
I would. We'll see what happens with that.
All right. So the only thing to really know in the shooting phase is they're going to start investigating signals back there in that corner to get a couple victory points. Are any of the Daka weapons assault weapons?
No.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about that thing firing. And then we just have a few shots here and some commando shots into the warriors and whatnot. So with this truck.
And we're going to use the So the first thing I'm going to open up with is the truck Big Shooter, which gets 3 attacks. It's 36-inch range.
Good enough there, for sure.
It's rapid fire too, but I don't think that's 18. No. So we're going to roll the 3 attacks. I need 5s to hit.
Bring it on. Right through. You know what? That's a giant target, and you missed every single one.
Welcome to the Orcs.
The only other thing is it's got firing deck a lot, I think. But the only weapon that's relevant would be the rocket on the boys there. So we're going to fire a rocket, which should be D3 blast, right? It's going to be D3 plus a lot. So it's going to start off as 3, and I have 22 models, so it's going to be an additional 4. So it's 7 shots from that rocket. Let's see how well this orc does.
It's 5s.
Yeah, it's just blast, right? That's his only rule. Okay, fair. Yeah. Woo. Oh, we got a couple hits, and these are going to be 2s to wound. And 2. Imagine that rocket explodes back here, and we'll have a couple guys in cover back here getting that. AP2, you said, so 5 up. That's a dead guy. How much damage is it?
It's damage 3.
Oh, jeez, I'm just gonna a couple feeling pains. Yeah, okay, that guy's dead. And then the next one will just be this dude there. Why not? He also dies, and then I know there's a he actually made 3 feel no pains against that rocket.
Oh my gosh.
Sure. Coming over here to show the commandos off. They have a weird plethora of war gear that's like a weird commando shooter. That's the rocket. The flamers over on this side. They got a breach of boy. Everything's there. So we're gonna fire the whatever the commando shooter. What's it called?
It's the special command, spelled like orc-wise.
Yeah.
Commando shooter rapid fire 2 and range 18.
Well, probably not in rapid fire, but we'll be able to fire both those anyways. Might as well do the rocket first.
Sure.
D3 shots from this is the rocket, and then it'll be +4. Okay, another 7. Hitting on 5s. That is going to be... Okay, 1 miss. That's 6 hits. That's dead orky, dude. 2s to wound. I like that. All right, they all wound. I like to
gosh.
rocket room because I'm gonna take a bunch of saves on these guys getting cover from this. These are. Does it really matter? The cover protected nothing. By the way, if anyone's curious on the abstract taking of cover there, I need 5s. I only rolled 6s. So these are 3 damage each. I'm gonna fast die roll it. If I succeed on, no, they're all dead. If I had succeeded on any of them, I could just keep chaining them into the further successes they would need. Before die, that was an amazing rocket shot. That would have been on generally this grouping of warriors here. That turns out that's where the rocket exploded and just blew them to bits. But let's see if those bits can claw back together. 4 shots from this special shooter.
Yeah.
At this range.
Yeah.
And 5s, I assume. A hit.
1 hit.
What's the strength on this bad boy?
4.
4 to wound. All right. Yep. That is about it. And then we have a charge over here, I assume.
Yes.
We got a predicament, not a predicament, but like these guys, I think the better idea would be to not shoot here because like it's hard to take 10 warriors as you kind of want to weaken them a little bit, then maybe risk a longer charge. But the problem is because of Undying Legions, you can kill a couple warriors, make the charge harder, than reanimate over here. The best bet, I think, sadly, is to probably put the rocket that direction, just to use it, and then just try and charge and wipe them out in 1 round.
Sounds good.
Sounds
fair.
What's the range on the Weird Boys attack?
The weird boy, his attack is, I think...
The weird boy is going to do his brain attack that way, and the rocket's going to fire that way, and then we'll go to the charge. We'll fire the... We'll do the rocket first, then headbanger afterwards. Sure. Yeah, so roll up the rocket. It'll be 2 shots plus 2 for 4 because of the blast rule. Now, the flayed ones are excellent at hiding in the shadows, so it will be 6 to hit because they have stealth. Oh, didn't really matter. We got a hit anyways. 2 to wound. And I won't have any cover here. Oh, doesn't quite hurt the flayed one. Then we got Ed Banga over here. A single shot hitting on a 5. No character really snipe out. Nah, it misses. And then we can go ahead and do the charge into the Necron Warriors to see if they make it. Needing a 9. A 1 and a 6. Totally forgot that Here We Go is declared in the movement phase. I thought it was like a charge phase thing. That's my bad. I didn't bring it up. But we're going to absolutely Here We Go them in the movement phase. Then they jump. And then they get +2 to their charge roll, which is actually a 7 here. It keeps it interesting and fun. So they're going to make their charge. Now, well aware that I can just counter charge over here. But this is actually better because then if they fail the charge, my counter attack would then put my unit way over here. Thus allowing me to push this direction further. With this, Old Tix and his Lich Guard are just stuck fighting over here. And it puts pressure on my warriors, which I hope don't really die here. But they do make their charge. Here we have the charge of the greens into the silvers. Now, unfortunately, getting a little distracted, realizing that I would have advised against it because of a heroic intervention. But I'm just not going to do it. I'm just gonna let these warriors just fight these orcs all the same because I always kind of hate. There's nothing I hate more than realizing something so catastrophically detrimental to a plan after it's already been enacted. So he's gonna sit there and he's gonna watch and see if these warriors can handle the boys on their own. Granted, the boys would have liked a much better charge than that. This guy, the nice thing about making that like exact 9-inch charge is this guy can still pile in because he's technically not like. In base contact yet, and then everyone else can pile in as well. Have them piling in. We got 5 boys fighting there. We got 1 boy who piled in with an inch over here with his. That's actually the weird boy. All right. Now we did forget to resolve the hazardous trait on the headbanger, realizing it's hazardous after we took a single shot in the flayed ones. What's the worst that could happen? You roll a 1. Ah, you're fine. Now we're gonna go ahead and resolve his attacks first. I never would have caught weird boys actually have deadly demise for whatever reason. They explode in Wah energy, I guess. Okay, well, he's got his fancy nerd stick. He's got 3 attacks. 6s are good. We got 2 hits and should be strength 8 because he focuses both in studies and the gym. So he's 2s to wound. Nice. All right, 2 of them. He's got a lot of time on his hands. 5 up saves. That's 2 of them, right? Yeah. Armor protects 1. He just kills the no feel no pains on them.
What do we have here?
We got 4 boys and then a knob with a claw. And their attacks are 3s to hit. 6s are sustains because they just chopping. Strength 4. Needing 4s. I see 4. -1 on that. Looking for 5s. I save 1 and I lose 4. Just chop them all up from over here. We're okay to lose these ones, I guess. Ooh. Claw has 3 attacks.
4 up.
Good start. No 6s. Good for me. 2s to wound.
Yep.
And that's 3. AP2?
Yes.
I have a 6-up save after that. That does save 1. That means 2 more get crumped. Good crumping on them, but, they might be back. All right, well, you did it. You killed 7 out of the 10. I am going to just pile in and attack back, I guess. Boop. And boopity 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 boop. Attack per warrior with their little axe bayonet thing. All hit. That was awesome. 5s to wound. No, they can't hurt the greens, though. That there is all she wrote. So, kind of close to overwhelming force, actually, but not quite getting it. You do finish investigating signals in that back corner over there with those grots. So that's 2 victory points there. Do you want to keep overwhelming force or get rid of it for a command point?
I'll get rid of it for a command point.
All right, not bad at all. So you do gain 2 points in the first turn, and we're going to go on to my turn 1. Engage on all fronts is the first card I draw. Could pull it off if I get a charge, but I wouldn't necessarily want a charge. And cleanse, I have to try and cleanse one of the orky corrupted objectives here. Well, that's a little tough, I'd say, just because I have this table quarter and the flayed ones are in this table quarter. I guess they could cleanse this objective. That's the best value I can get out of them. Then they're going to get crumped by the war boss in his unit, which I hate that. Is that a knob unit? Is that a war boss and knobs? That's a nasty unit. Okay, well, the flayed ones will gain me some victory points and die then, I suppose, is not too bad. Then to get a third table corner for engage on all fronts, I'd have to have something attack these commandos, and the only real option are these warriors. Not great though, you know. Otherwise I got a battle shock. Let's see if these warriors are battle shocked. They are, I believe they are actually. They're gonna be battle shocked. They're OC 0. They're definitely not gonna bother using the engrammatic strategy on the, plus they're too far away anyways. So they're battle shock for now, OC 0. Not that I had this objective anyways, lots of boys on there. Because of that, their number is Legion rule when they reanimate is only gonna pop off for D6 instead of D3 plus 3. So D6 Necron warriors stand up. 1 instead of 4, that's a big deal. Stand you back up here. Bloop. That's gonna be it for the command phase. I'm gonna go to movement. And we are gonna retreat from this combat and we're gonna engage them with the Lich Guard. I should probably reanimate these Necron warriors first, who lost a few models. There's 5 missing from there. They're also not near an objective I control, so D6. I get 6 back. Oof, back to full. We're gonna join up on the stairs. We're gonna go right to the movement phase. So they move there. These ones are gonna do a retreat, but because they're battle shocked and they're retreating, it's a desperate escape for every single one of them. Do I risk it then? I probably don't risk it. I'll just keep them in combat. The flayed ones are over. Gonna go cleanse this objective. I suppose that's what they're here for. So we are gonna do just that. They're gonna move to about here. And they are going to cleanse this objective that they control. And then we're gonna move on to this unit of Necron warriors. We're gonna use a command point on Sudden Storm on them. So it gives them the assault rule, and they're joined by a character. I can reroll my advance. All of their weapons gain the assault rule. I'm gonna advance 1, but because there's a character in the unit, I can reroll it for Sudden Storm. We'll go 4 additional inches instead. Gonna move to there, and then this unit with the Royal Warden, he gives their weapons heavy and assault, so adapt the strategy, allowing them to stand still and shoot better, or move and shoot better. They're gonna advance 4. And that's where they're going to end up. Otherwise, we're going to go to shooting. This is where the flayed ones back there start cleansing the objective of orkiness. We'll start shooting from this squad into the orc boy or the commandos. I'll start with the Royal Warden. However,
I'm going to be using the distraction grot, which is once per battle. During Luka's shooting phase, before making a saving throw for the unit, I can deploy the distraction grot, which gives me a 5-up invul for that unit. And I am also going to use Hard as Nails to subtract 1 for the wound roll.
Is that 1 command point for Hard as Nails?
That is 1 CP, and it's for in the shooting phase.
We're both down to 1. So the grot goes away. We're going to start with the Relic Ghost Blaster, and we'll see how many invuln saves you make here. I'm going to remember on top of that, they have stealth as a rule. So they're going to be harder to hit. So this guy hits on 2s after 3s after everything is said and done. He gets +1 to hit for being joined to a unit. Got command protocols, and -1 to hit for stealth. He's got a rapid fire 2-shot weapons. We have, ooh, nice, he stopped one of the hits. And that is not a wound. And 20 shots from the Reaper. 4s to hit with stealth. 6s wound because they're lethal. 4s to wound, we're 25. Ooh, okay, not bad. That is going to be 7 wounding hits. 7 wounding hits. AP 1 on the Reaper will counteract the cover. So back to 5-ups. Boop. And you make 2. 5 wounds on the orcs. So they're 1 wound each or 2?
They are 1 wound. Yeah.
5 get gunned down. Correction, Hard as Nails, it's 6 wounding hits. I had 1 4 in there. The rest are actually all 5-ups. I'll let you re-roll it, and if you get worse, I'll just keep it as is.
Oh, you're very kind.
Yeah, might save more, you know. So 5-ups. All right, yeah, it's the same thing,
It's
right?
the same thing.
Same thing. Excellent. There we go. Didn't change anything. This with 5 commandos, and then well, I'm going to go on to the next logical thing. This unit firing into them. I don't really want to kill them all. Is the trick here, though. Over here, these 4 Necron warriors can't see, so it comes down about here. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I guess I can count off camera for you guys. 12 of them. These guys are out of range here. 12 of them are able to fire, plus a staff of light afterward. First staff, 4s to hit. I'm going to remember, pretty much the stealth and Hard as Nails completely counteracts the 2 rules I got here. But lethal counteracts Hard as Nails, I guess, so. Not that I'm complaining about counteracting. It's kind of cool. I just like to point it out. 4 wounds on the first half. Second one. So it's going to be 7 wounds. Plus a few more hits. 8 wounds. And the Staff of Light. A couple hits. Nothing. Good. You should actually pass a majority of these. Thank you very much. That's 6 wounds? That's enough to kill the unit exactly.
Yes.
Stupid knob. Dang it. That's okay. It's not a bad thing, but it's like not ideal for me either. They just got crossfired by 2 very fast Necron warrior units. At least the objective open and cleans out the filth near that objective, but down with the greens, you know. And then we're going to charge Oltex into the greens over here. We're going to go 10. Oh, wow. We're going to all get within engagement range, and we're going to go right to the fight here. And I am going to use Oltex. I have like I have available to him. My will be done, but there's nothing I can use that'll help me. Hungry Void, sure, but like the AP doesn't matter because there's only a 4-5 up anyways, and the extra strength doesn't matter at all because we're already strength 6. So that's it. We're just gonna go ahead and attack, and you don't want to use Artist Nails because it's you could it could help.
Well, I might gain a CP next turn if I move,
true.
right? So let's do it.
Give it a
See
shot.
what happens. Yeah.
Let's make these greens Artist Nails again. 4 attacks with the Overlord's Blade. Got a miss, and these are 3s to wound down to 4s. So we got 2 wounding hits. Kills 2 greens. With the Hyperphase Blades, hitting on 2s. Great start. We got 13 hits. And these are wounding on 3s, but down to 4s, because, well, you had hard as nails. You stopped 2 wounds, my friend. Fortunately, it does kill, it's AP 2, so it cuts through 7 wounds of greens. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it kept you alive. It did keep you alive. Yeah. Knob's going to have to eat most of it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, leaving you the... Oh, I didn't see that guy. Leaving you these 3. That'll be the 7 there, and I don't believe I can consolidate. That one boy's a little too far to engage, so the next one will be the objective, but we're already all kind of there, so we're going to go. You get to go with these boys and the weird boy into these warriors, so I kind of regret not keeping these warriors around. I should have retreated them. They might die here. Both going to pile in.
Axe.
3 attacks from the weird boy. I need him to not do well. Okay, it's a bad start for me. He's got 2 hits. I need 3 misses. How about 2 failed wounds on 1s? Strength 8.
Strength 8.
Not ideal. Okay, 2 wounds, minus 2?
Minus 1.
5s? I'll reroll that. Okay, 2 die. Gonna go you and you, leaving us with these, but 1 Choppa, 1 rocket guy.
2 attacks hitting on 3s.
Okay, 1 hit, wounding on a 4. All right, and then can the Choppa finish off 2 Necron warriors? Oh, 2 hits because it's the 6s. Ooh, I'm going to double check, look back if you rolled 6s afterwards. I don't think you did, though. I think it was like 2 3s and 1. It was 2 3s and 1. That's right. All right, and no. Oh, we're going to live. 1 5-up save. Okay, 1 Necron warrior left. We are going to use a command point here on... because it means you can still freak. I'll go down to 0, I guess. And we're going to use Undying Legions. These Necron warriors, they can't use it. They can't be stratted. They're broken. Poor warriors are so dramatically broken. Stupid greens. It was a good call to do Artist Nails, by the way.
Yeah.
That is all she wrote. I would have loved to charge over there to get engaged on our fronts, but that will not be happening. Do I want to keep engaged on our fronts? No, because these guys are going to die. So the only thing that does finish is they do cleanse this objective of orkiness for now. And it does award me 3 victory points because I only did 1, not 2. And I guess I could have tried to go for the 5-pointer. That would have been way smarter if I was thinking straight. Could have got the 5-pointer by cleansing here because the advance and their assault weapons, and then they could have shot and charged. Now they would have been stuck in combat a little bit, beating things up, but that will give me 3 victory points as well. That's okay because that unit is also dead. That's not that bad of a trade-off.
So I drew no prisoners, which is kill as many units as I can for VP. I drew extend battle lines, and that is at the end of the turn I control 1 or more objective markers in my deployment zone and also control 1 objective marker in no man's land.
Looking at the battlefield here, the Orcs find themselves in somewhat of a pickle. We're going to call it a wah.
We are too going to call Wah. Yeah.
So turn 2, start turn 2, we're going to call Wah. Now, one thing to note, at the end of the previous battle round, which literally just happened, we do have to score for Purge the Foe, the killing element of it, not the objective part. The killing element triggers off battle round 1. I killed a unit of commandos, and I didn't lose any units, which means I killed at least 1 unit for 4 victory points, and then it checks to see who killed the most and lost the less. The least amount gets an additional 4 victory points. That will give me 8 victory points at the end of battle round 1. Now, we have a couple very easy secondaries for the Orcs, but the problem is they control 0 objectives on the table because of the the grots going back here and trying to get the investigate signals. And then that means they can also not loot the objective because they're not near it for right now. So investigate signals was kind of a trap there, I think. And that's I feel kind of bad because I goaded you into it. I should have recommended the truck come back here to stand on the objective. But that's okay because it's in a position to attack forward if it wants to. If it wants to, that is. Anyways, at the end of the command phase, the WA is active. Now, what is active with the? What do you get with the WA?
The WA is orcs are eligible to declare a charge in which they advanced. A turn in which they advanced.
Nice.
They add +1 to the strength and attacks characteristics of melee weapons. And they have a 5-up invul save.
All right, until the end of the battle round, I guess?
Yeah.
All right. So they're all amped up now. We're going to see what they can pull off of that. And we're going to go to the end of the command phase, which is scoring there. And I believe... that's right, you do have to do a battle shock check over here, too. Leadership 7 on the Orcs. You're going to roll 11 there. They are eager. They see that's an easy no prisoner 2 points right there. Means my Lich Guard brick is going to end up holding my backfield objective for the majority of this, I suspect. Or at least playing goaltender against all the reinforcements who want to show up. And then we're going to go to the movement phase because these guys are not going to be reanimating. There's nothing to reanimate. And the first thing we're going to do in the movement phase is disembark the knobs and the war boss from the truck. And we're probably going to advance them to get them up and around this way to get a charge in. Going to advance them, see what they get. They're going to go an additional 2 dice.
Oh, sorry.
Just 5 or 4, either one.
Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, it's 5. All right.
Okay.
That's how they end up. They just jump over the edge and surround them. And then we disembark these boys. We're going to advance them from the front of the truck. An extra 6. All right, we'll bring it on. That's where they end up. They're filtering in this way. And then we got and then the grots move up onto the objective from back in the corner. The truck is free to move on both sides if you want. Truck's zipping up that way. And then this truck's going to stay there. And we're going to find out where these reinforcements are showing up. All right, all the cards are on the table here. We got the Death Copter showing up on that flank. And then the Storm Boys are showing up over here. The goal is to try and alleviate the Necrons in the middle. If you're able to accomplish that, that's probably a good game for you as the Orcs just overwhelm me here. But those... This game was a test to see how well 20 Necron warriors with a few characters supporting them do in a 1,000-point game. So we'll see. We shall see. We're going to go right to shooting. We're good to go. This is the one I want to see the most. I want to see if these guys have to charge. Because if they have to charge to get in there, I can counter-charge to at least kill them this turn and counteract that whole thing. But if you shoot me, then it's going to make it a little more complicated for me because that means I have to charge you on my turn. We're going to start with this silly shooting over here. We got a bunch of... I guess they advanced. I guess we can do the truck. We can do the truck. Heck yeah. But on second thought, because they have stealth and because these guys are probably dead, the truck's actually going to shoot the warriors over there. So we're going to get some ranging shots for himself. 5s to hit is not rapid firing, but it's pretty damn close. Ooh, got a hit. Oh my gosh, it hit. Strength 5, 3 to wound. And we're going to make a save. We're going to fire the 2... What are they called?
They're copter rockets.
Into the Necron warriors with the Royal Warden over here.
They're D3 attacks, so there's 2 D3 attacks.
Do they have blast as well?
They do.
So it'll be plus, so it's essentially 8 shots because it's +2 on each one.
Right. Hitting on 5s.
Yep. I see a hit. 2 even.
2 hit.
And these wound on 2s. Boop. I wonder what the difference between a copter rocket and a regular rocket is.
Very.
Take this guy and cover here first. Blah. And then the other guy 6 up. Nope, because there's no cover. Blah. The custom Mega Blaster. 3 shots on 5s. Okay. Then the hazardous trait. And nada. All right. We're going to go with this unit here. We got the the weird knot. Did they move this turn or no?
They have not moved.
Okay, well, they probably can get the one slug in range if you want. We just skipped ahead a little bit. There we go. We're going to fire into that guy. All right, so this is the Ed Banga.
Yeah, hitting on 4s.
Nice.
Hooray!
And strength 6-ish?
Yeah.
3 to wound. Is it AP3?
It is AP3.
Oh, what? That is a dead Necron warrior. Yeah. That is a unit killed for the tally. Welcome to your new home, Lich Guard. All right. Fair. The rockets were in the Lich Guard. The Ed Banger and the Slugger were into that one boy there.
Yeah.
D3 +1 shots here on the rocket. Because of my unit size. Okay, it'd be 3 shots hitting on 5s. Boom, 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 boom. That is a hit. They do have a rule called Eternal Protocol, Eternal Protectors. They're -1 to wound if there's a noble in the unit. So it's just 4s to wound instead of 3s. It did not matter. Right, shield up, boys. We're good. Right off the dispersion shield. 4 up invuln. Onto that truck over here.
I'm going to fire into this unit.
Fair.
Three attacks.
5s to hit.
5s.
That's a couple hits, and it'll be 3s to wound the Necron warriors. Boom, boom, boom. 2 of them. This guy will get cover from that there, so it's going to be a fail. And then the next guy is alive. All right, we lost 3 warriors over here. Last thing will be 5 sluggas from the Storm Boys into the warriors.
Hitting on 5s.
1 hit and 4 to wound, I guess. Okay, nada. And then we're on to charging. We're going to start off with the War Boss and his Knob unit declaring a charge because they can advance the charge for the wall. Excellent. 7 is good enough. So they charge in like this, kind of blocking it so the War Boss has nowhere to go in base contact so that he makes the full 7 this direction and still able to fight, but you want it more central. Who would you like to charge with next?
Well, I'll try the Storm Boys.
Storm Boys, all right, roll it up. Looking for a 9. Ba 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 ba. 8. Oh. Do you want to use do they have any rules about rerolling charge rules? We use a command point on forward to victory here. We're going to reroll this charge. Looking for a 9+. Yes. Oh. This is because like if they go in on their own, they're suffering an Overwatch. So like if they go in, I have to either Overwatch them, which is not that effective because I don't have that many models there. Or else. So, would you like to charge the greens in the middle? Or you want to try for the Def Cops, because they could do the same thing.
Now, I was considering actually before charging this way, but because they didn't make it, I think I'm going to try here.
Yeah, looking for a
into
9.
The center, only to give you more Overwatch possible targets, but you probably won't go for that.
Exactly. You want to charge them last.
Yeah.
They get a nasty Overwatch when they charge.
All right.
Let's see what these guys get.
Okay.
Epa. They make it. Aye, that's really good. Okay, well, let me see how many guys are within 9, and then I gotta look at what their stats are. To save the command point, it's only 7 guys firing Overwatch. It's a couple hits at most, not worth the command point. And that means these greens are safe to charge. Let's see what they get.
Oh, you're not gonna Overwatch them?
I can't because I'm engaged now.
Oh, you are engaged.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's why they're good to charge last. Yeah.
Yes.
This is
It's
why it's so critical.
very good. I always forget that.
6. Welcome. Right. Just because it's always sometimes it's weird. It all depends on how you do the charging, but because of the order the charging went over there, it'd break the coherency over here, so everything's going to bunch up over there. Start this combat off with the Knobs and the War Boss against the Flayed Ones. So we're going to have a little bit of fun with our War Boss Tooth Snapper.
Tooth Splitter.
Tooth Splitter.
As my son calls him.
The Wah has been called, so that means he gets an extra 4 attacks on top of his 4, but then the Wah also. Is his ability at 4 additional attacks?
Add 4 to the attack's characteristic.
So this would be 5 effectively because of the Wah. So it's 9 attacks from this Power Claw here. Hits on 2s because he's leading a unit. All right, let's see what he's got. Let's see how many Flayed Ones he can kill as they charge out. And then 6s are extra hits. So everything hits here because of the 1s. 2s to wound. Well, 3 fails. That means it's 7 wounds. What's the AP, 2 or 3?
AP 2.
Right, but he's going to shoot right through the armor of 4 of them. All right. Clears up some of the ones over there, but these guys are still eligible to attack. We're going to move on to, you got 2 claws in this unit of Knobs as well?
Yeah, so unfortunately.
3 actually.
Yeah, so this is 1 claw, 2 claws.
All right, so there's actually 4 claws in there. 3, 4. The kill saw counts as a claw, essentially. 3's tip because of the War Boss, and 6s are good. 2's to wound. And these are also AP2. The first half of the 12. He killed 6, they're all dead. And then he kill another 5. The Flayed Ones. That's another kill for you for this battle round. That's where they end up moseying to, and I don't think I'm going to bother using 2 command points for counteroffensive. We're just going to hang out here. Def Cop is going next. And they get the extra attacks for the wall, hitting on
3s.
All right, there we go. And 21 hits because of lethal hits, or sorry, sustained hits, and their strength 6 because of the wasp with 3s to wound. Damn good roll. 17 wounding hits as they cleave through the Necron warriors, but it doesn't get through their armor. They get the full 4 up against it. We saved 7, 10 damage, however. Early damage 1, and the Technomancer gives them a 5 up, feel no pain. So we were able to mitigate 4 additional damage. So they charge in, and they get 6 kills on me. Pop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kills. And then, because that unit attacked, I'm going to pop a stratagem called Protocol of the Undying Legions. They get to immediately trigger a reanimate, but the Undying Legions reanimate, not theirs. D3 plus 1 warriors come back because of the Lord. So we're going to get back 4 of those warriors. So after they attack, they kill 2 models. Mostly stand up where they died. So 4 models back, and then you can go with the boys. Okay, we can do the Knob first. He is got a big choppa in that squad. And then there's 5 other boys able to attack. The Knob first on 3s. 6s are good. Got 2 misses. Ooh. 2's to wound because he's strength 8 with the big choppa under the wall. Oh, it mattered. All right. And we can go ahead and do all of the choppas because it's also AP1. So we got 2 wounds so far. And then there's 6, was it? Choppa boys?
Yeah.
5 choppa boys. There's 4 attacks each. 3 normally, but the wah. 3's to hit. 6's are sustain. If they chop once, they can chop again. 3's to wound because of the wah. Alright, that's looking not bad. 10 wounding hits from the Orcs hitting the warriors on the side right there. And 2 additional ones from the Knob. -1, these are 5-ups. Oh. Oh.
Well done.
That's that hard Necron armor there. And the Rites of Reanimation saves 1 more, so 3 get cut down. He killed 5 warriors in total. Lose 1, 2, 3, I guess. Alright, then I will strike back. I have these 6 warriors attacking the boys. I'll have these 5 warriors attacking the choppas, and then the 2 characters attacking, not the choppas, the 2 characters attacking the death coptas as well. The 5 warriors into the coptas out of the way. They hit on 3s in melee, and because of the being led. And what toughness are you? 6?
6.
2 wounding hits, no AP. With their fancy axe bayonets. Well, these are reapers. I think they just like stick you with like a spear. Nothing. Can't get through that tough hard orc armor. Lord has the Lord's Blade with 3 attacks. 2 hits, and strength 8, so 3's to wound. 1 fail, 1 wound. And these are AP 2 or 3. Just 1 went through. You get the wall save. Embalm. Oh. 2 damage. Take that. And the Technomancer has 2 attacks with the Staff of Light. They both hit. And they are not going to wound. And then I have 6 attacks into the greens who hit my flank right there. 3s and 5s on that. Not a bad roll. Can I get the 5s? 2 of them. And you get 2 5 up. And aha! I killed 1. Take that.
What's the damage?
Just 1. You put it on the knob?
I might.
All right, well, fine. That means he has to die next, though, automatically.
I know.
That there, folks, should bring us to the end of the Orc turn. Couple of things to note. You killed 2 units for no prisoners. The flayed ones, as well as that 1 poor broken Necron warrior. That's 4 victory points. And then extending battle lines right here, in addition to the Grot securing the one you had in the beginning. 5 additional victory points. 9 points for the Orcs in this turn. Not bad. We're going to see what the Necrons can pull off with the cards on their turn. You know, before we go to my turn, I'm gonna do something kind of goofy. I'm going to use the Veil of Darkness. And we're going to go ahead and just brutalize some Gretchen over here. Never mind. The Veil of Darkness is it's a lot more restricted than I'm used to it being. I want to be able to charge them, but it shows up in my reinforcement step. It's not immediate. I thought it was boop, boop, immediate, but not quite so lucky. It's a little bit better for... How many guys are there? There's like...
10 plus the run herd.
10. That's not bad. I'll do it anyways. It's too fun to not do. I'm going to go beat up Gretchen. No, I can't do it. I don't want to miss the reanimate. Because I miss a command phase for him, so not ideal. Okay, well, we're going to my turn. No Veil of Darkness. It's like better for like late game. Alright guys, so get this unreal circumstance. I just drew capture enemy outpost. I don't think I could have been punished more by my indecision on the Veil of Darkness. That's 8 victory points if I was able to take it. That's fine, that's cool, that's absolutely just fine. Our second card is Deploy Teleport Homer. I have to do an action in the middle of the table or in the opponent's deployment zone for 5 victory points. In the command phase, going to gain our command points. I don't believe I have any brokenness on the table, so I can go right to reanimating. I am missing 5 models from this unit. They're near an objective, so they're going to heal D3 plus 3. They're back up to full strength 20, and then these guys heal D6 because there's no objective nearby. They get 2 out of the 3 missing back. Boom, there we go. Big tar pit in the middle, but we're lacking a few a little bit of hitting power here, so we're just going to rely on Necron Warrior melee to get us through to the end here. But I don't know if that's going to be ideal. I'm going to reanimate a couple of these guys over here. For scoring, I'm on 1 objective, 2 objectives, but not more than the Orcs because they're also on 2 objectives. So we're going to gain 4 victory points on primary. And as for movement, they're going to stay here. We are going to have these Lich Guard move up just to make their charge a little bit easier over here. If I could kill... This counts as 2 kills because of the weird boy here. So if I could kill these guys off, we're not in the worst way, you know? Then, because of adaptive strategy, we're going to go ahead and advance the Necron Warriors an extra 6. Not bad. And that is effectively it for our charge there. All right, we're going to go right to shooting. I'm going to start with this squad firing into this truck. We are going to use a command point on Conquering Tyrant, which allows us to reroll wound rolls against it. Here's all the Reapers firing. These hit on 3s because we're being led by a character. 3 wounds because of lethal hits, and these are 5s to wound before rerolls because of Conquering Tyrant. So we are currently at 7 wounds, plus an additional 8 wounding hits. -1, so 5 ups.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow. Not a single 4-up even. So he's got 2 wounds left?
How many wounds did you do?
Just, well, one each.
Okay,
Yeah.
1 each, so...
All right, let's go with the Royal Warden. He hits on all of those. Nope, not lethals on 5s. And he wounds on 5s with a reroll as a Conquering Tyrant. 2 more AP. These ones are even AP2, but 5 up invuln, all the same. 2 damage each, though, on his relic weapon. Ow! Would you like to reroll to keep him alive, or save the CP?
I'm going to save in the CP.
All right, does he blow up? Is it dramatic? A deadly demise? No. He just shot, I guess, completely to nothing. That was a surprise. All right. Go buy Orc truck. That's all she wrote for shooting. We're going to go ahead and charge right into here. They're going to go 7. Charging up and around them like that. Oltek's not able to get into combat there, so he's just going to deal with them as they are. Just going to fight over here first. The Lich Guard will do the honors. And here we go. Oop. Here we have our hit rolls on 2s. 3s to wound. And the Lich Guard carve up 6, 7 wounds on 6, 5+ invulnerable saves for the Wa energy. Invulns, you make 1. Kills, boom, so that's 4 damage, that's 2. And then the the weird boy takes 2 damage.
I think he's got 4 wounds.
It's 2 units killed. And now, well, technically, let's see if I can kill off this leader with my Overlord's Blade on Oltex. Ooh, not a great start from him. And couple wounds, though. 2 5-up invulns, 2 damage each. Got to make both of them. We lose the weird boy.
Oh.
No, off with his head.
Deadly Demise.
Oh, that's right. That's hilarious.
I just love that.
I love that
That's
so
worth
much.
the game right there.
Let's see it. All right. So we do take a little duel there in the character kill. And then we'll consolidate towards the objective. And they're consolidating towards the objective. You get first picks over here. On to the Coptas again. 21 attacks, because they're still under the wall for this turn. These should be 3s to hit.
Yes.
All right, bring it on. We want to see 6s, though. 6s are cool. A couple of lethal hits. Sorry, sustained hits. And 3s, I think.
Strength +1, 6. So, is that 3s? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Not bad. They are going to continue twirling those copter blades until they run out of fuel or until there are no enemies left. Up to you, the viewer, to guess which would happen first. These are 4-up armor saves. We are going to fail 6 of them. And then they have the Rites of Reanimation, which is going to bring back 3 of them. So 3 die. We can afford to lose you and you. I'd rather keep those guys kind of there, though. Lose you, I guess. Those 3 die. Then I get to fight. There's no real point to piling in because I already got the maximum amount of attacks ever I can get. So again, 6 into the boys, and then it should be 5 into the copters plus the 2 characters. No point in really doing Hungry Void yet. I'll do it in the future, I think, but not right now because you have the wall energy still. So these are into the Orcs, and these are wounding twice into the boys. All right, 2 5-up saves. I killed a knob and a boy.
Yes.
Boom. Down with the knob. Down with the boy. 5 of them attacking the copters. They all hit. Well, actually, all but 1. Sorry. And no wounds on them. And then we have the characters. Let's go with the Necron Lord, hitting on 2s. wounding on 3s. Oh, I got really lucky there. Devastating wounds. So it's 1 5-up invuln and then 4 mortal wounds. Oh, the water energy saves that 1 copter, but he will then die to the mortal wounds. And then,
yes.
And then another copter will take 2 damage. It's a war site, so it kind of like cleaves through reality, I guess. Then I guess I have the Technomancer. It's 2 attacks with the Staff of Light, both hit because he gets +1, and 5s. 2 of them AP2, right to the 5-up invuln. We're losing in a melee fight against Necron warriors. Oh gosh, another one dies. Now, have you know that's a very expensive unit you're fighting. It's not a cheap thing, that unit. And that's it for my attacks. I could consolidate. I guess I will. Why not, to get a little bit more attacks going my way. And then the boys get to fight. The Orcs pile in. We got 7 choppas and 1 guy with a rocket fighting. For all the Orc boys attacking, they still have all the extra attacks and strength. 3s to hit, 3s to wound. 6s are sustained hits in melee. Because that is the Orc detachment rule. All right, wounding on 3s with AP1. Ain't bad. 15 wounding hits. Oh, you know what? The AP1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that roll is not as good as I initially thought it was. I almost had like a little bit of a problem there. I'm like, holy, did I just save everything except for a few? These all failed as well. All right, so we have 8 wounds, and then the Rites of Reanimation, which will be another 2 saves. So he kills 6. That's not bad. In the interest of keeping them kind of alive, because I'm afraid of the pressure, I'm going to lose the 6. And then once their attacks are done, I'll pop the Undying Legions again. That'll be my command points gone for the turn there. Who do I want to lose? I can lose you 2 for 2, 3, 4, and I guess 5, 6, honestly. Lose all of them. And then 1 command point pop to get D3 plus 1 back. It'll be 4. And then with that, we're going to go ahead and do just 1 over here, I think. And then another 3 just to fill the gaps. 2, 3, and 4-ish. Just to get it back in there. That there, folks, is the end of the turn. We got a good old scrap in the middle there. And it's just the Necrons. You hit 1 down, it stands right back up. It's good. It's not bad. I'm elated. Now, my secondaries kind of sucked, if I'm to be honest, but that's not so bad. I'm going to get rid of Deploy Teleport Homer. I'm going to keep Capture Enemy Outpost to put pressure on you. To know that, just so you know I have that, because I can Veil of Darkness at the end of your turn. And then put pressure that way there. Getting rid of the 1 secondary does give me a command point as we go to the 3rd battle round. The Wah. I can't think of the word.
It was more like a...
Wah.
It's a philosophical
Wah. Wah? Wah.
Dang. I can't crump the crap out of those played ones.
It's all worth it. I'm going home.
We're going to keep Capture Enemy Outpost. And now we have to see who killed the most. I killed 3 units. You killed 2. You killed the Warrior and the Flayed Ones. I killed the Weird Boy, the Boys, and that truck. So I didn't expect to kill the truck. That was kind of a twist.
It was. That was very surprising.
We are going to gain 8 victory points on primary for accomplishing that. And then we're on to the 3rd turn.
So I've drawn Deploy Teleport Homer, which means that I have to select a unit that is not battle shocked, and in my shooting phase, deploy the Teleport Homer. I get 3 VP at the center of the battlefield. Unfortunately, though, I won't be able to charge if I do that, but we'll see what happens.
Still 3 VP, though.
Yeah. The other one is Tempting Target, and Luka gets to select a kill zone for me to walk into. And try. And he must pick an objective in no man's land that I have to control.
And that objective is going to be right where the Royal Warden is and the other Necron warriors. Otherwise, the cool thing about Deploy Teleport Homer is actually why I kind of, like, if I was to have to pick a couple of objectives for Necrons, that would be one of the ones I pick, because you don't need to control the objective in the middle. In fact, it works even if there is no objective there to begin with. It just has to be within 6 of the middle of the battlefield. So if, say, you're playing like Necrons or something, you have like a thick unit of Lich Guard with like all the accoutrements in there to keep them alive, or warriors, if you want to go the warrior route. You can have them kind of like near the middle, and then like a unit of like 5 immortals just deploying Teleport Homer every turn for... Well, I think they buffed it to 3 victory points a turn now, if you do it fixed. But yeah, that's like something I wouldn't mind to do as Necrons trying it out in the future, at least. Otherwise, essentially what I'm saying is these guys can just hop over here, do the action, It doesn't matter if I control it or not. And get you 3 victory points there. But other than that, we are good to go to Battle Shocking, because that Defcopta is missing 2/3 of his unit. So let's see what his leadership's looking like. He rolls a
he's
5.
battle shocked.
He is battle shocked. So his OC 0. I don't know if that matters too much, but if he tries to fall back, bad things could happen to him. And that'll be it for the Battle Shocking. And then scoring, you're on 2 objectives, but not more than me. So you gain 4 victory points on primary for yourself. And because this unit has a Resurrection Orb, they get to reanimate again. They reanimate every player command phase for 5 D3+3 models come back because they're on an objective. Before I put them down, we get to do the looting from the grots in the back here for extra command points. It's a 4-up, I believe.
Yeah.
They do it!
Hooray!
Not bad. So you're at 2 command points instead of 1. And that's where we're back up to 20. They're full strength. The only thing I'm really missing is 1 model from that unit over there. Everything else is dead. So we're going to go right to the movement phase. And while Dave is looking at what he wants to move, I'll show you the scoreboard. Current score, I'm at 20 primary to 4. But Dave has 11 secondaries to my 3. I'm having a hard time with secondaries this game. In the movement phase, we're 1,000% going to here we go the War Bosses unit into hopefully the middle. So as of where they stand right now, that model to that model, it is a 10-inch charge. Irigo adds 2 to it. And there's going to be a second command point for a reroll. So we're going to hopefully get a pretty epic charge right in the middle there. If anyone's curious, Irigo adds 2 to the advance and charge rolls. Now, we can't advance and charge anymore, but we can still benefit from the +2 to the charge. That's where they end up after a normal move. Do you want them to move over here and do the cleanse? They don't have to go in the way. They can just hang out.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Just have to have 1 model within 6, so they can just kind of hang out where it's safe. Well, safe in quotes, up in that area, and they can deploy a orc beacon. we need help here. That's it. Just they tag the side of that obelisk. Say we need help. Then the truck is going to up to the other side of the objective just to get some shots down. We'll get within rapid fire range. That's about it for moving. We're going to go to shooting. They're going to tag this area here for help. We have some pistols to shoot in combat, and the vehicle can fire its rockets that way, actually. So there's that. 6 pistols. Okay, that's 3 hits. Not bad. It'll be 4 to wound. 2. Necron armor. Let's go. Well built. Rites of reanimation. Let's go. Aha. That's why he went to school. And we're gonna fire the vehicle as big guns never tire, so it can fire its blast weapon into another combat. Ooh, not bad. So it's D3+2 because I have 10 models in the unit and 5 shots. Now it is -1 to hit though.
Yeah.
So it's 6s.
Yeah.
Boop. Oh, it would have been 2 hits. Okay. Just wild missiles. Just while he's desperately defending himself. He's gonna shoot down the table at the Royal Warden's unit back there.
Cover.
Yeah, there's several degrees of cover. You can definitely see them though. They are in line of sight. 3 attacks.
1
hit. All right, and these are 3s to wound.
No.
Okay, nope. And then we're on to charging. The fated moment. This is an 8-inch charge with a command point to reroll if needed. All right, 8-inch charge. Orcs, boys. Oh, come on. That's the same thing as yesterday. We were
I know,
playing.
right?
We got the 3. All right. Do you want to reroll?
Yeah, I do.
All right, let's see. 8. Boys. Come on. All right, well, they lose a little bit of momentum with that. They are... Boys. Oh, man. All right, well, that means we get to go right to fighting. I will go first with my Necron warriors. I guess I could technically pile in and engage them. It doesn't stop the action and just lets them fight me back for free.
Right,
So,
yeah.
You get none of that.
Please?
I'm going to fight them. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, same 6, right? You know what? This guy could add a 7th attack over there, which means 4 warriors and the Lord attacking that. 7 warriors into the boys, hitting on 3s. Yep, that's how that works. And ooh, did I want to do plus strength? It makes me strength 5. Yeah, I'll use a command point on what's it called? Sorry, let me think here. It is Hungry Void. It gives me an extra strength and an extra AP because there's a character in there for a command point. Oh, it mattered for 3 wounds. Oh, they got 6 up save on the boys after that. It saves. Oh, it kills 3 boys. Okay, well, that command point got me 3 kills in the end. Not bad. And then I have a few attacks onto the copter, I suppose. But the AP will matter somewhat. 4 attacks on the Def Copter. 1 hit and 5 to wound. Nope. And then we have the Lord's Blade. 2s. And strength 9 now, so 3s, all the same. AP4s. 2 damage. The Coptas do have Ramshackle still, which is essentially just a 6 of
How many did you say? 2?
Just 1.
Just 1.
He's going to live.
Nope.
2 wounds left on the Copta. That there, folks, is all she wrote for me. You get to pick one of your 2 orc units to fight with here.
Ah, magical.
The 5 boys for 15 attacks, because the wall energies are lower. 3s. Back to 3s and 4s
Oh,
here.
it's sustained.
6s are still sustained, though. 4s to wound. Okay, that's a pretty spicy roll. I like it. Only 2 fails. All right, 5 ups for the armor, because the AP. Ooh, my armor is not protecting me, but it's okay. We have a doctor here. Oh, no, the doctor. That's the best you've done. No, kill 7 of them. Lose a couple here.
Let's lose the ones nearest to the big block of charging guys.
5, 7, because they already fought, I guess, and the Copter can go. I'm going to use Undying Legions there just in case this Copter... You have to use it after you take wounds after an attack. I don't know if the Copter's got it in him to do any damage to me here. So I'm going to do Undying Legion and bring back 2. It's 2 warriors. That'll leave me with no command points remaining. You know what? Whatever. Let's put this guy back here and this guy back over here. Because why the heck not? Helicopter's got 6 attacks on 3s. Only 1 miss because of the sustain. Still 3s to wound with no AP. Alright. 4 up armor. And right to reanimation. Oh, I was right. No damage.
Nothing.
Ridiculous. That will be the end of the turn. You do finish deploying a teleport beacon there, and you don't quite get the tempting target, but I assume you'd like to pitch that card for a command point.
Yeah.
All right, so you'll have 1 command point at the end of the turn here, and you do get 3 points for the secondary over here. If you could be so kind to take all those models off the table for me there, Dave, I am going to use the Veil of Darkness 100% this turn. Well, I still have Capture Enemy Outpost. Like I said, I was going to keep that one. And then my second card is just going to be Defense Stronghold. I actually hate that I drew that card because I wanted the stupid Lich card to move around. Now we've entered the command phase. I've given up the objective over there, but that's okay. I know it's 4 if I just stood there, it would have been 4 victory points extra. It would have been 8, but that's boring. I want to kill things. I want to go for glorious moves. Then sometimes, Oltix can be a little arrogant, and he can be a little flashy, and that's what he ordered here. So we are going to go with nothing really to do. There's no battle shocks to check. I just have a reanimate on this unit. They're going to get D3 plus 3 warriors back. They are at 4 more warriors, actually down by 1. That is going to be some lasting damage. We're actually down a warrior. I don't know what to do about that. There we go. Perfect. That is effectively it. I am on 2 objectives, which is not more than you, because you're also on 2 objectives. So I'll gain 4 victory points for primary. Showing off the score a little bit, you're at 14 secondary to my 3, so you get an 11-point lead. But I have a 20-point lead on primary. I'm going to advance Oltix and his Honor Guard there, an extra 1. Use the command point reroll stratagem on them for 0 command points for my will be done. Alright. Start rushing up and around the corner, but we're going to keep them on the objective so I can at least get Defend Stronghold. And that's as far as they can go anyway, so I'm not actually losing much there. Not too bad. They're staying exactly where they are. We're going to bring in the Veil of Darkness reinforcements. Popping in right there. 9 away from the Storm Boys, the Knobs, and the Grots over there. I would love to do a Lich Guard and Overlord fight against Warboss and Knobs, but I want to honorably shoot you a little bit before we do that. It's going to bring us right to the shooting phase. This is the only thing I have to fire. Now, only 4 of them can fire into the Knobs. I believe 2 more can fire into the Storm Boys. No shots are going into the Grots. You said you want to use Artist?
Yeah, I will. Yeah,
fair. One of them is 2 damage a shot, so that one could be kind of scary.
Yeah.
Scratch that, double checking the range. Only 4 are in range of them. No one else is in range of any other Storm Boys. So it's just 3 regular Reapers and then the Relic Blaster. Gauss Blaster over here. The Gauss Blaster first on 2s. This wounds. And then these are 4 normally down to 5s. That's a tough 3 wounding hits. So you're going to have, if you take the wounds back here, you'll definitely have cover from this. So there's 3 5 of saves with cover, but every fail is a dead knob. 2 dead knobs from that guy. 2 damage a shot. Unless they're 3 wounds each. Correction, only 1 dead knob because they have Ard armor. They have 4 up save base. Boop. We got him. And then
I put them in the cover.
Right? That guy's got cover too.
Yeah,
yep.
okay.
Yeah, they're all pretty because of the angle of the shooting and everything.
Of course, yeah.
I have 3 other guys with 6 shots remaining into you. 1 damage each, though. These are 3s to hit. Ooh, we got 3 wounds because of lethal. And then 2 more 5s to wound. Okay, well, you know what? I gotta say your strat did nothing. I'm sorry. 4 4-ups. Every fails the damage. Yeah, I kill 1 knob. After everything is said and done, I honorably shot 2 of them to death. Boop. And that is it for shooting. We're gonna go to charging, and we're gonna have these Necron warriors declare charge against the Grots. We need a 9. We fail. We're gonna use a command point to reroll. We got a fail. We're done. That is the end of charging. And then you get to fight first over here. Boys are first. 15 attacks.
Yeah. Go 3s.
3s.
And 6s are...
Ooh, lethals.
Sustains.
Or sustains. I don't know why I say it every time. In the end, everything hit. Because of sustains, 4s to wound the warriors. 5 up saves. 9 wounding hits there. Not bad. Ooh, good roll on my part there. And rights of reanimation. Ooh, 3 die. Let's go ahead and lose... I guess these 3. Back there. I'm going to go ahead and attack next. I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. These guys are bumped up. 6, 7. Yep. So 2 warriors, 7 warriors, and then the Lord into the copter. The Lord into the copter. He's been doing well for me. We did really well that one time. 3s to wound. 2 mortal wounds on the 6. Devastating. Cleaves right through him.
He's done.
Bye-bye. Boom. I got a kill. That's big. 7 attacks into the boys on 3s. 2 misses. I don't have any command points for Hungry Void. 2 wounds, no AP. 2 5-ups. I kill 2 boys. We're winning. It's going to take 50 rounds, but we're going to slowly win this fight. 3 boys remain. And then I could consolidate, so I'll just wrap these guys up around a little bit. Something like that. The Lord just kind of cleaving through the masses. And that's it. That's all she wrote for the turn. Overall in the battle round, I killed 1 thing. It was that copter. I lost nothing. So I get 8 victory points on the primary for that, going to 32. We are just otherwise, I get none of my secondaries. I'm halfway to defending my stronghold, and I'm going to give up on my ambitions of capturing the enemy outpost over here. It was a cool try, but they didn't quite make it. So we're going to get rid of that card for a command point. After reviewing the gambits, Dave has decided to go with an emergency evacuation. That's the only feasible option you had with what you were dealt. Because you didn't have enough for the delay. I don't have enough units for delaying tactics, which is the other option. The unfortunate part is he did have to discard the orbital strike one, which would have been the most likely to pop off one, I think. But the emergency evacuation could start to work. The only trouble is you have to retreat those boys because the Gretchen aren't going to make it here in 2 turns because they're going to get gunned down. It's going to be the saddest little thing ever, dude. They could. I don't know if they have the moon to get up and around that way. That's probably a safer path, but it might be a longer path. The goal is at the end of Dave's 5th turn, he has to have at least 4 units on the table. And then those units have to be within 6 of the middle of the battlefield because that's where a teleporta is set up for him. And then you roll for every unit, subtracting 1 from the roll if they're battle shocked. On a 4 or more, they are marked for evacuation, and as long as you get at least 4 units away, in this case, that'll be 30 victory points, as you have determined that this battlefield is not worth fighting in anymore. And with all of that in mind, we're going to go to Orcs turn 4.
So for secondaries, I drew area denial and discarded that
For a command point.
For a command point. But I've drawn a capture enemy outpost, which is at the end of your turn, you control 1 or more objective markers in your opponent's deployment zone. Probably not likely, but I get 8 VP if I do it. For secondary, I've also drawn engage on all fronts, and I have to get to 3 table quarters, and that's pretty challenging. We'll see.
This is where it's going to get difficult because we have to preserve units for evacuation. They have to survive my turn 4, but they do not, because you're going first in the battle round, they can evacuate on your turn 5 before I have a chance to get them. But it's the turn 4 that's the struggle because of the Necron warrior blob there in the middle. As for command phase things, I think only that unit has a check for battle shock. We'll see what happens to them. They are probably good.
7.
All right. And because we're doing a gambit, scoring primary points doesn't matter anymore for the Orcs. So I'm going to go ahead and reanimate my warriors, an extra 4 because of D3 plus 3.
Start of the command phase. So.
We got these guys. I keep forgetting about the Grots looting. On a 4 up, you get a command point. Boop.
Oh,
what do we got there?
is a 4.
Excellent. Brings you back to 2. All right, so it's going to be a little difficult. Again, the primary score ain't great, but if you're somehow able to, and it's doable, you'll go right up to 34 primary, matching it out, and then you'd win the freaking game because the secondaries are in your favor and not mine. I think the biggest question is, because you have to have at least 4 units left alive. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units on the table. Do you gamble that the Orcs fighting the Warriors can tie them up for this combat? At least that's all you need them to do, because then I can't shoot you on my turn, and then those guys can just jump up there, and then my Lich, and then all my turn is my Lich Guard move up around the corner, and then I beat them up in melee again, and then your turn 5 is everything converges over to here. Because if they jump up there, they'll be safe from these guys. I think the best gambit is keeping them in combat and hoping they live. And then I just whiff my attacks. I don't know, though. You have tough as nails, though. Is that only shooting? That's only shooting, I think. Okay, it's both. That could keep them going for a little bit. I think that's the best bet. Because if they retreat and they go wherever they want to go to avoid them, that unit can just split fire into both and probably kill both, realistically. So, with that in mind, we can always see but the problem is the Gretchen. With that plan, those Gretchen need to get to within 6 of the middle by turn 5, on your turn 5. So we have to do the math on that first. Or the other options, which I just thought of, these guys charge into there, because they're not going to die, and they'll tie them up, and they could retreat.
That's true.
And that's probably your best bet, actually. And then you don't have to worry about the Gretchen, because that would be your 4th unit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Makes more sense.
I think that's the plan we're going to go for. These guys are going to move forward and engage to tie them up a little bit. They're going to retreat directly away. The Rocket Boys are going to jump up onto the pyramid. The truck's going to come up and around, get within 6. And then we're going to start advancing them up and around. So we're going to show you what that all looks like, and we'll do some advance rolls. So they jump up to there. And then these guys... Ooh. I guess, if they retreat, I guess I could overwatch them, though. But that's a risk that's worth taking, I think. They're retreating there, and then these knobs are coming up this flank. They're going to go there. I know I'm going to opt to not overwatch them, because I want to see if we can pull this off without the overwatch.
Thank you for your mercy.
No problem. Plus, I save the CP. These guys are going to move their 6. We might as well advance them, though, to get them.
Oh, yes, of course.
We want to see 4-ups on these advance rolls for them to make it there.
How about there?
Oh, wait. Do you want to re-roll? Probably re-roll it, I'd say.
Yeah.
You have 2 command points.
Oh, 6.
Nice. Very good. They get to go 12. Gretchen. Run right up and around. The idea is to get another 6 on the advance roll to get around here. The truck drives up, gets within 6. That's like 2 units within 6 right now. So they will need to hit 4s to count as targets, and then you need at least 2 more units to survive and be within 6. That's effectively it for movement. These guys are going to go ahead and declare a charge into the Necron Warriors. I wanted to do a for fun hypothetical Overwatch on those boys there. See what I would have gotten. So 2. Yeah, they probably would have died.
Yeah, they would have died easy.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's only half. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 wounds because they're lethal. So they would have got crushed on the Overwatch. Okay, it's okay though. We wanna toy with them and see if you can pull it off. Let's see this charge here. Boo. 7. Good enough. That is about it. We're gonna go right to fighting, and after they all pile in, they can all fight. We can start with the War Boss. All right.
War Boss hitting on 3s.
Okay, 1 miss. Oh, he's only got 4 attacks now. Why is his energies
was
are
bad.
low? He crumped the crap out of some blade ones that gave and then got tired. 2, 3 wounds. There's 2. These are 6-ups. Ooh, these are harder to reanimate. They're 2 damage each. So I make 2 of them. These guys also have to pass. Nope, all 3 die. Just cleaves right through them. Just rips them to shreds. Yeah. All of the other claws hitting on 4s. Well, 3s because the War Boss.
Yes.
Yep. And 6s are good. Oh, we got some 6s. And we also got some misses. And 2s to wound. We've got some sustains in there. Oh, everything all right. That's 9. All right, that is going to be 6s. Ooh, that's all them dead. And right to reanimate. I can maybe save 2 of them. I save 1. All right, so 8 get crumped by claws. And then I didn't calculate getting that destroyed. So this also presents a problem for the Orcs. That these guys are going to be freed up because you've killed too many of them.
Now they can be shot at.
And then you have choppas to go with. A couple choppas in there too, I think. 3 remaining knobs with each choppas in there.
2s, yes.
Because of the +1.
Oh. And
One more hit in there for sustain, and these should be strike 7, 3 to wound.
Yes. 2.
These are damage 2 on the huge chop, is they?
Yes.
Oh, that means the knob is probably, the regular knob is damaged 2 as well. That's okay. Probably wouldn't change too much. I fail all my saves. And then these are the feel no pains for the rites of reanimation. So 4 are dead, 5 are dead. Oh, we can go ahead and lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Look at that. Those knobs did a number on them. And then I will trigger Undying Legions to immediately reanimate 4 guys. 4 of them are going to stand right back up. After that just happened, that was a little devastating. And you may consolidate if you wish. Can't get in contact with me, so you just stay around the objective, right? So it doesn't really matter much. Just completely killed them right out of range, and that will be it for that. And that's kind of it. You can't get engaged in our fronts. You don't capture my outpost, so I guess you can just discard them for a command point. Don't keep engaged in our fronts, I guess, just in case, because if the gambit fails, they can still get some points out of that. I do defend Stronghold. I get 3 victory points for that. That is my secondary finish this entire game. My 2 new cards will be Overwhelming Force. I must kill units on objectives. 3 victory points per. And Storm Hostile objective is kind of the same idea, just play the game. See if this unit is battle shocked, because I have nothing else to do in the command phase, really, other than gain a command point. And the Lord is 6, I believe. They're okay for that. And then I can go right to reanimating. They're going to get D6 models, I guess. 1! These knobs have a giant bullseye on their head. That's kind of it, I guess, for the command phase. Scoring-wise, I'm only on the 1 objective, and not more than Dave, because he's also on 1 at least. So I gain 4 points on primary, which will put me at 38 primary, and if I can kill a unit, I'll gain 8 more for killing things and more. Gonna go on a movement. We are gonna move these guys up forward, because they are gonna try and just gun down the enemy with no remorse. We're going to advance the Royal Wardens team because they have assault weapons, an extra 3. Line themselves up there, and then Altix and his Lich Guard move up there, who have not been able to really leave their deployment zone yet. The goal is stop the gambit. I have to kill a couple of units. Not the most difficult, so hopefully that's how it's going to go. I am going to start by firing all of these Reapers and everything into... I'm going to split fire between the 2 squads there. I'll put the back half into them and the front half and the guys up in the ruins. Would you like to Artist Nails any of them?
I will Artist Nails.
Storm Boys?
Yeah.
All right. We'll do 5 Reapers, 4 Reapers, because there's 9, and then the Staff of Light. Do Conquering Tyrant as well, so they get to reroll wound rolls. So these are into the Storm Boys. This is the 10 shots, hitting on 3s. There we go. Got a wound on lethal. And then you're forced to normally, but 5s because of Artist Nails. So 1. Ooh, got me 2. So that's 4 saves on them. They're going to be in cover because they're effectively in ruins. Back to 5s. I kill not the entire unit. There's 1 left. The knob even.
Yeah, he's
the knob right there. Then we have the attacks into the boys. 3s to hit, 2 wounds so far. And these are 4. Wow, forced wound. Okay, those poor boys have 7 wounds on them. 7 6-up saves. They're gonna get vaporized.
Yeah. Oh, all 6s? No.
Boom. All right, we got them. Yeah. We gave them the chance earlier. Not quite now. And then for a dramatic addition, you know what? I'll get to him later. Let's do these guys. They can't see him up there that well, so they're gonna fire into the knobs there. They're all gonna have cover though. The front 6 can fire. We're gonna start with the Royal Warden though. He's got a good gun. 2s to hit. That's a wound. And you are forced to wound. 2 wounds at -1, I think. Got 2 of them. 4-ups again, because they have art armor. That's 2 dead knobs. 2 damage each. That's interesting. You can make my charge harder over here if you wanted to, or...
I'm not sure if I can make it that much harder. Well, maybe a little.
That guy there. And then we have just a few Reapers, 6 Reaper shots. Hitting on 3s. You got 2 wounds, and these wound on 4s. Okay, 5 saves at 4-up. Oh, 1 damage. That's
nice.
it. And then I'm going to go to Oltex here. He's going to fire his tachyon arrow, which I'm pretty sure...
I know what that does.
Yeah. It's like, I can't remember at what point in the books. I think he blew it like a dummy at some point in the past with his brother, or if it was later in the book series he used it. But as far as I know, tachyon arrows are like a one and done thing. Like mechanically in the game they are, but I don't know if they can ever reload them. It's like something of like an extreme desperation, or if they can reload them, it's like extremely difficult to do so. Under these circumstances, if it wasn't just one game, I don't think he would actually use a tachyon arrow for this, but he's going to shoot it at that Stormboy knob up there. That one single knob. So it's a...
I get cover.
You do. It's AP 5 or 6 though.
Oof, gross.
It's pretty high AP. So it's 2 to hit. Okay. Strength 16 or something like that. It's a wound. Strength 16. It goes right through your cover, and it'll absolutely explode his face. So he takes D6 plus 2, 6 damage. Yeah, there we go. We got him. He's dead. Boom. Haha, tachyon arrow. And that's 2 units killed. They only got 3 units left, which means you cannot evacuate anymore. So he will sit there and laugh at you. I won't even bother. I'll do the charge. I want to see what the charge looks like. Overlord! 9? I think he makes it.
I think so.
Just like that. And then let's go with the Lord. He's been working so hard. He's been fighting all game. Let's get him in there as well. 6. Just to get that Necron Lord in there as well. All right, well, we're going to go right to fighting. I'll start with that unit fighting first. I got 2 Necron Warriors and an Overlord who are able to hop over the console. I'll do the 2 Necron Warriors first, I guess. 1 hits, 1 does not wound. And then the Overlord, or the Lord, hits on 2s, wounds on 3s. Unless what Artist nails them, probably. Keep them alive. His last command point. Yeah, so these are going to be 4s to wound in that case. Okay, we got 1 wound, but it's 2 mortal wounds because it's a devastating wound.
Okay.
So he cuts that 1 knob down and wounds another. Then Old Tex's unit can go. Fortunately, he had to go into base contact, so he can't pile in anymore. This guy can make it into base as well. They're both going to linger there, but you can go up and around this way, and we get a few more dudes in there. That one guy is not fighting. A Lich Guard on 2s. It'd be 2s and 4s, effectively, because Artist nails. And 4s. Oh, 4 wounds set, minus 2, so you have 6 ups. 6 ups.
No.
Ooh, kills 2 of them, and that leaves 1 of them with a wound left. The Overlord, Tex gets to go. 2s with his Lord's Blade. He has a miss, and then he wounds on 4s because of the same rule. So you have a... I think that's just AP 3, so it just kills that knob.
Yeah.
And then the War Boss takes 2 more wounds, but he's got a 4 Feel No Pain for his cyborg body. Alright, let's see.
No!
Oh, okay. Takes a damage. Puts the War Boss down to 5. And let's, you know what? And then I'll pile into him. I want to do a cool little honor duel here. I want to see if your War Boss, Oltix is going to go into a one-on-one duel with him. And now this breaks... You have unlimited command points to issue epic challenges. There we go. That's how we mechanically do it.
Nice.
So we get to see a little duel, but it's obviously going to be fair, where you start with less wounds than I do. 4 attacks with the Power Claw on. He's not leading a unit anymore, so he's hitting on 3s. He does have 3 hits, and he is going to wound me on 2s probably. Strength 12 or something, I believe.
Yeah, 10.
10? All right.
Yep.
Don't roll 2s, now I have to look it up. Aha! Look at that. It's going to go right through my armor, right to my invulnerable save. I'll make 2 of them fail 1. It's 2 damage?
Yep.
So he reduces all his damage he takes by 1, and then has a 4 Feel No Pain. He takes the damage. 5 wounds left. Boom. And then my turn would be over. I would get some victory points. I get Overwhelming Force for 3 because I killed the unit on an objective, and I took the objective away for another 5. Now, sadly, the Gambit is unachievable now because you need at least 4 units left, and you're left with 3. Truck, Boss, those guys over there. Do me a favor and roll their advance roll.
Sure.
Because you needed another 6 with a reroll. See if they would have made it. Oh my gosh, the Grots would have made it too.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of good to know. I want to see, now, we'll call the game there. It will be a Necron victory. I want to do this this fight. So it's your turn, so I would get to strike you first. We're just gonna dice it out to see.
Sure.
No other elements involved. He does hit on 2s. I do get to lead a unit, I guess, so I'll get the +1 to hit. All in my advantage. You'd be -1 dead wounds, so I only got 2 more wounds on you.
4 up, sorry.
2 4-ups.
Yeah.
And then you'll suffer 1 damage. He's got 4 wounds left. This is going to be a grindy fight. Then you strike me back. War Boss Teeth Snapper?
Tuska Tooth Snapper. That's
Tuska Tooth Snapper. That's it. Hit me on 3s. Oh, we got 3 hits. Yep. And 3s to wound, or 2s to wound even, probably. I'm only T5, I think.
Yeah, it's...
Strength 10, yep.
Yep.
Boop. Funny. I had to go look. Overlord's T5. It does work, yes. Invulnerable saves. Oh, they all fail. Luckily, I reduced all the damage I take by 1. So we're going to go ahead and then we take 2 damage from the Feel No Pain. He's going to have a Sempiternal Weave. He goes to 4 wounds. And then I hit you back. No, now it goes to my turn, where the Overlord heals D3 wounds because he's got reanimation protocols.
It's like a never-ending battle.
It's like a never goes.
It's like some kind of sad Greek myth.
Hey, Tuska Tooth Snapper might be pretty happy with his outcome. He never has to stop fighting. If it's my turn, you strike me first. You have a very short period of time to do a good amount of damage. Oh, that's a good start. 3 hits again.
Yeah.
And these are wounding on 2s. 3 of them. Invulns again. We make, Feel No Pain. We take a damage. We have 5 wounds left. And then I strike back 2s. And 4. I would assume you're going to tough as nails every time.
Yes.
So 1 invulnerable save and 2 mortal wounds. 1 invulnerable.
It involves 5 up, so whoops, bounce. Oh, it makes it at
Nice,
6.
he does, yep. And then you take 2 Feel No Pains from the devastating wounds on his War Scythe. 2 damage, you got 2 wounds left. And then we go to Orc turn, where I fight first. Bob. I don't reanimate on his turn, though. So I got a hit or a miss, and I wound just once. 5 up invuln.
5 up.
Which you fail, and it's 2 damage, 2 Feel No Pains. Boop. No damage. You fight me back. Or 4 boss. 3s. Oh, okay. 4 hits. 2s to wound.
Yeah.
And wounds. Ooh, 4 wounds. I need to fail all of these. I failed 2 of them. Feel No Pain. I take 1, so I'm at 4. And then we go to my turn where you fight me first, but I also heal back up to full. Okay. It's like a little miserable, but Necrons! Ooh, 6 hits. That's kind of what we need to see from them. Could one-shot me now. Wounding on 2s. Okay, 4 wounds. Invulnerable. Okay, never mind, no damage. And my strike's back. Could this be it? Could this be... Oh,
gross.
3 invulns and 2 mortal wounds afterwards. Okay.
Here's the 3 invols.
So you take 6 Feel No Pains.
And
He's going. You know what? That War Boss is going for quite a while. That 4 Feel No Pain is pretty good to have.
Yeah, cyborg body. And
There it is.
big death.
There's the end of the War Boss.
Indeed.
And then the Orcs ain't coming back here for a long while. They're going to go cower. Unfortunately, you can't really route Orcs out of an area so easily. They are going to be in every nook and cranny of these catacombs, and it's going to take me quite a while to deal with them as they squabble amongst themselves as to who is the next biggest and baddest amongst them.
And meanwhile, this poor little Gretchen team that is just hiding away behind this pyramid is running for their feeble little lives.
I like that they made it, though. They would have made it if they needed to.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, if the Gambit popped off there, the game would have been much closer. It would have came down to the secondaries. I would have pulled ahead a little bit more in the primary, but it would have been a good close secondary game. I haven't really seen a Gambit happen yet. They're a little challenging, but they probably should be, because you probably overall shouldn't reward or punish the other guy for doing well in the primary and the other guy gets it, but there should always be that little chance of it happening. Just all the enemy needs is a little whiff there, a bad charge here, and all of a sudden, bam, 30 victory points just like that.
Well, it is called a gambit. If they had put marginally harder than primary, that wouldn't have been a good thing.
That would have
put
been
on
a
the top
good
of the
thing
card.
Hey, you guys, you could just skip the turn 3 each and then take a gambit, then play the game from there. I guess there's always that. Yeah, so I think they're in a pretty good spot. I wouldn't mind them being slightly easier, but at the same time, I haven't had that many experiences with them, so maybe they're actually perfectly fine how they are.
Yeah.
And let me know. I'm sure some people have actually won games because of Gambits out there in the past, so I'm sure there are some good examples of it as well. Anyways, that's it for this one, folks. Dave and I are going to jump into a post game. All right, well, we're here to talk about the game a little bit, where it went right, where it went wrong, what could have changed maybe, and then overall thoughts. This is your second time fighting against the Necrons now. I will say this is a proper traditional Necron list. This is what you would see lots of Lich Guard, lots of Cryptex with them. Not the Warriors as much because they kind of play slow and people at events want to play a little bit quicker, so the Warrior builds are a lot slower to play, but I prefer the Warrior builds when I have time to play them. But this is all. What do you think of a more traditional Necron list?
Oh, I don't like it.
That's your hard, honest opinion. Like, would you ever want to play, like, say there's 3 units of that on the table in a 2,000-point game?
With Orcs, your advantage is in bludgeoning. That doesn't work here. If I'm trying to bludgeon your unit, I need to put all my resources on one unit at a time.
Right.
And that's really tricky to do if your secondaries are having you spread out all over the battlefield.
Yeah.
And getting different objectives. Like, I mean, that's really, it's like, I don't know, it's like a never ending, it's like the battle at the end between the war boss and the Lord. It's like the Lord. It's like it never ends.
It's like typically the math for the Necron fight is like, you kill 3 of me, I kill 4 of you, I get 2 guys back.
Yeah.
And then that always equates to like always playing until turn 5. I haven't come across too much that can kill 20 warriors in one go with all the builds on it. Or heck, it's even harder to kill. Like, a lot of people like to build like these guys where they really put the focus on because they're -1 to wound with a character in them.
Right.
And then so they're -1 to wound. They're already toughness 5 with -1 to wound. 4 up in vulnerable save. And then they put a couple of models, and then they have a bunch of feel no pains in there too because they put the feel no pains in that unit instead. Yeah. That's kind of nasty. I don't like doing that too much because that's kind of miserable to deal with. At least with warriors, you're kind of killing like 7 or 8. I'm getting back like 6 to 10 or something. These guys are killing like 2, and I'm getting 5 back. Yeah. In some cases, it could be not 5, but like you guys get the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in my experience, I find like most people don't typically like. It's like if I ever say, hey, I want to play some Necrons today, they either haven't played against them, like, okay, sure, I'll give it a shot, or it's the
like,
Necrons.
Hi, I know nothing. I'll come and play. Yeah, that's basically it. And my son, like I said, 9 years old, soon to be 10, had 40 games of 9th edition under his belt last year and the year before, and it's like, you need to watch out. They're scary. They just keep coming back. It's like, oh, okay, here we go.
It's not your traditional game while playing against them. It's definitely a different experience.
Yeah.
Overall, yeah. They've what I fell in love with as a kid, and I got that unfortunate love bug for them, I guess, all throughout the years. I've never really wanted to drop them. I will say, 8th edition, I had a lot of fun until about a few codexes in. I felt like they were. It was too easy to kill units. They had a different mechanic. Their mechanic for reanimate back in 8th edition was you take the difference in models of what you have at the start of your turn and then roll that many dice. And every turn you're rolling to get them back. But if you killed the unit completely over the course of one turn, then they never came back. Which is technically true now. But back in 8th edition, they didn't give the Necrons the tools they needed to mitigate damage. So they were just 4-up saves with 1 wound. That was it. That's the best you were hoping for. And cover was a lot harder to get back then too. Now, and then next edition, there was if you had a lot of, the best way to kill them was like hit them with a small unit, hit them with a small unit, hit them with a small unit, then finish them off with a big unit. Now I'm curious because like currently right now it's like, as it stands, it's kind of hard to shake them. I've definitely lost them, but it's been about like. But it's been, in my opinion, as hopefully an unbiased opinion on it, a proper pacing where I would fight. I had an opponent who I was fighting Sanguinary Guard, and the Sanguinary Guard was slowly winning that fight. They were like killing 10, I'm getting 7 back. I'm like, oh, this isn't good. I have a time limit here to fight these guys. And then you charge in with one other unit and wipe them.
That was kind of what I thought was probably going to happen with the Orc boys and down here. And it just wasn't.
No, they're not a high enough caliber for it.
Yeah,
the knobs would do it though.
Yeah,
the knobs would. And then, but what I find helps the opponent deal with that is like those Orc boys are 80 points for 10 or something.
Yeah.
that's a 400-point unit.
Right.
So it'd be kind of hard for him to pull that off. Now, the knobs and the war boss would chew through it, but I was actually disappointed. I was hoping we'd have a big fight over there, and how my flayed ones would be sneaky over here, but he just crushed him right away with the war boss. Well, the way it worked is I deployed the flayed ones a little bit later, and then you had so many drops that you just put boop, war boss there, and dead. I'm like, there go my flayed ones. Not much I could do about that.
To be honest with you, in retrospect, I had wished I had not put the war boss here. And as soon as I had done it, and even though I had crushed your flayed ones, I had immediately said, that's going to be a problem. I should have had switched maybe those units around.
The boys could have beaten the flayed ones over a long period of time.
So that's the boys over here in the truck,
and then
the knobs over here in the center. That was my mistake. One of many. But
I think that would have been a good position to be in. Yeah, I agree. That would have been nice. It went, and then I had a couple lucky circumstances. Well, a couple unlucky ones too, where you jumped over here, cleared out the back, and I had to keep my Lich Guard back here for a little bit, scoring points, which is not part of the plan. But you got to do what you got to do. And it was the weird, I one-shot the truck. I got just enough kills over here. I kept getting, the 8 points for killing things every turn, and that kind of gave me a good lead on primary.
I was also warned from my son about Lich Guard, and I was very pleased when I put that unit back there and said, Luka's going to leave his Lich Guard there. And every turn you did. I was very happy about this and thought I was doing well, but it was all a ruse.
Well, it worked out. It's if that was the case there, and if those trucks swapped their position, completely different game, I think, because they wouldn't be able to withstand fighting that many knobs. And I don't know if the flayed ones or the orcs would win. I think that would come down to dice, because then those flayed ones are still 140. They're still pretty good fighters. Yeah. But they could be beaten by orc boys.
And it would have been dependent upon the wall happening.
Exactly. Too. Correct. Yeah. I surviving against the wall because that's right, because those knobs would have been fighting the warriors under the effects of the wall. Yeah, you probably would have crushed through them pretty easily. Well, over a couple turns. Yeah. So that's that. But that's one of those. I guess learn from experience, live and learn kind of things. I am happy because I don't like to see my Necron warrior blobs die, but I don't mind when they die to appropriate things. So far, current state of the game for me and my Necrons and the casual games we play here, I am enjoying the pacing of how Necron warriors die. Now, they don't kill really. The only thing that kills is that guy. If I get lucky, I get a few 6s to wound with the scythe, a couple more wounds here and there. But typically, they're killing 1 or 2 orc boys. He's killing a few models, and then they're just all coming back. It's like a giant tar pit. It's like a miserable part of the battlefield.
Awful. Quagmire of bludgeoning.
No, it's just horrible. You don't want to get there. It's you kill one guy, he falls over, you go to fight the other one, and then the guy you just killed grabs your ankle, and then starts dragging you down.
and orcs withdrawing is just...
Yeah,
it's not even an orc wouldn't do it. It's just not. It's not going to work out for you usually if you have to pull them back. I don't know. Maybe that's what I see. Anyway, I thought I could get through the quagmire, and it just didn't happen.
It's a hard stop a lot of times. This is the first time I tried to run it in a 1,000 point game, so I was kind of gauging to see how oppressive it might feel. But you did even one year those knobs and the war boss could have shoot through it. So maybe it's not as bad as I was thinking it was going to be. But running 2 or 3 units of Lich Guard with those in them, then that's probably a little too much for a 1,000 point game. Again, it's you run 3 squads of Lich Guard with all the build, you run all Locust Destroyers or something. That's, in my opinion, too much for a casual game. That's trying too hard to win. But everyone has access to really good things. But it's about showing off how to build the list with other things in mind, to different ways of playing the game. So there's a few things I want to try. I do want to try a game of Necrons with my Sawtech with an Imhotech build, and I want to try my Necrons with a fixed objective build in mind as well, and see how much I can pull that off. A different way of playing the game, essentially, for my Necrons and myself. But anyways, that's it for this one here, folks. Thanks, Dave, for the game. Thanks for being a great sport. I'm going against the Necrons twice. Hopefully you don't have to fight them ever again.
That's fine. That's good.
Well, at least you'll know what you're getting yourself into, to a degree. To a degree. Happy wargaming, everyone, and we'll catch you next time.